what's going on, you in the tube? So in this video we'll be doing some GODSPEED coilovers for the 9th Gen Civic Si. So I'll have a part 1, which is this one, and a part 2 for the rear suspension. So the suspension that I have here are the GODSPEED Mono RS. Supposedly they're not the best, but they're not that expensive either. So let's get ready to drop these on. Hope y'all enjoy.
All right, y'all, so before you even get started on taking things apart, check the measurements. So you're gonna need like a tape measure.
All right, y'all, so now I'm about to go ahead and drop this. I done already took loose this little mold in here, just to get access to these 3 strut bolts.
Okay, so I'm gonna need a 22 on this end and a 19 on the other end. Right. Cool beans.
What I recommend is getting a jack, putting it under here, because once you pull this loose, it's gonna drop. But also, before we pull these bolts from putting it out, let me go ahead and take these inlays off from the sway bar to the strut tower. So I'm gonna go ahead and make them loose now.
But you do need to remove all your little components that's bolt up to this tower, like the brake level, and make sure you remove this. I think this is the speed sensor, but you're gonna have to break it loose from the sway bar. All this stuff gonna come out together anyway. So this is what you're gonna need: a 14 and then a 5 Allen. So I'm gonna put it underneath the lower control arm where the ball joint is, and you don't have to jack it up, just leave a little pressure behind it. That way whenever you get and pull your bolts out. Oh wow, that does look good. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Let me show the YouTubers. Ooh. Oof. Wait, where'd it go? Oh snap. Looking good, looking good. What's that called again? Oh shit, I got you on YouTube now. Alright. Alright, good deal there. Now I'm gonna go at the top, and I'm just gonna take loose the 3 bolts at the top here. I think they are 14s.
But I should be. So now that I have all these 3 bolts removed, and I have all these other imperfections out the way, this just comes out like so. Well, there we go. Got the jack under there for support, and I'm gonna run. Just gonna try to give this a wiggle here. I might have to go up to the top and give it a tap. I ain't trying to break that. Let's do that.
There it is. That's that elbow grease for you. So we're gonna pull all this out.
There's a will, there's a way. It's so tight under here though. There we go.
What we do next is go ahead and match these jokers up, y'all. Grab the one that's for the right side. Make sure that you grab the right one. For the right side, let's figure this out. There it is. It wouldn't be this one because this one's for the other side. All your brake component stuff is on the other side. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and start adjusting them. Alright, so now you adjust these things. As you match them up as best as you can. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to line the base up, like the base right here. Line it up with this base. But see, this stuff you're just gonna have to eyeball. So what I'm gonna do is spin this out here. This is already loose. The set came with a tool to do all this. So here, then you screw it out. So I'm gonna get this close, and I'm gonna cut y'all back on. Also, it comes with came with the end links here, and they're adjustable. So you want to do the same thing with the end links as well. Once I get all this stuff kind of adjusted properly, I'll cut y'all back on. Now, since it's close, now I'll do my measurements. I haven't done the measurements yet. I just had to line everything up. All right, y'all. So I measured the spring from the top of the spring here. Make sure that they will. I guess everything is preset because they're showing 9 on the dot. 9 inches. I have these things set, and I got everything adjusted like these. And to adjust these, once you kind of adjust the rod height, to turn this, if you just turn it, the whole thing is spinning. But if you hold this with your hand, you can adjust this, whether you want to go this way or this way, to line everything up, because it's going to have to line up. So that's that there. Like I said, I measured them, make sure that there was 20. This side is 20 on the head, not 20 and 16, not 20 and 1/8.
All right, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna slide up in here. Go ahead and have you some bolts on standby, or a bolt to get started. So right up here, we're just gonna fish it through. Well, first let me kind of line it up. Actually, you know what, y'all? The way I pull this thing out, it could be about the same way I need to put it back in, huh? There we go. So, there we go. And what I'm gonna end up putting a little Loctite on these things. I'm gonna use blue Loctite. Like I said, here we go right here. So what I'm gonna do is put a little Loctite on here. And on the nuts.
So one thing I almost forgot to mention. Make sure that these are tight. I didn't make sure that they were tight. I just thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I always make sure everything is tight and everything lines up before I actually start putting stuff in. So the torque spec for the upper nuts, the upper dampener nuts.
All right. Alright, that's it though. I got Loctite on it and got them down to 32. I'm back down here at the bottom now. I got this snipped in already. I'm gonna go ahead and line this here up. I got my jack right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up. Alright, I'm gonna get my bolts. Got that one in. Too easy. Make sure I line it up. Okay. So I'm gonna let this jack down and move it out the way. I'm gonna put these nuts back on, torque them down.
So we got the knuckles, the SI models. The non-SI models is 85 foot, and the SI models is 116. All right. So the last thing I want to do once I got everything on, I'm gonna make sure I definitely got them tight. Alright, so that's the springs. I'm not going to make any other adjustments than the ones that I've already did preset, but that should be good.
So this what I was talking about too, y'all, about having two little threads in the link itself. They screw out pretty far. If you actually match them up to the OEM ones, they're still shorter.
But I'm going to twist it until I get about halfway. And then if I have to kind of adjust, that way I can get at least half a thread. And that's a lot of thread right there, so that'll be good too. Alright. So I'm gonna I try to do is from top to bottom, get this thing lined up on that 3. Okay, so we right. I gotta go in a hair. Let's try to go in half, go in half. So anyway, once I get all this stuff, once I double check, triple check, get all this stuff straight, I can cut y'all back on. Like dang this spot on, so that's the important thing. So I got those on now, and like I said, they came with lock nuts. And these are 27 foot-pounds. So now I'm going to go ahead and lock this stuff down, tighten them down.
Hey, I wanted to say something about this. I'm looking in there, and the other side I got zip ties on. I got 2 zip ties. I don't know if the pitch is right. I'm gonna have to retap this, but I'm gonna have to do it later. I tried to get the OEM bolt back in this hole, but as I'm looking, I see some thread, but the paint that's on those threads is really caked up. So maybe the paint is stopping it, and I need to just run a tap there and get this thing to work. So just FYI, if you guys are installing these ones, you might run into this issue.
Alright guys, so I'm kind of redoing this too to show actually how to like properly adjust these things. The only bad thing about these end links that came with the suspension is that they don't come out evenly. So if you turn it one way, one side of the end link goes in and the other side goes out, which unevens the thread. And that's, you kind of don't want to have an uneven thread pattern. You don't want to have too much thread over here and not enough thread over here.
So when installing these end links, you'll just have to take measurements from the sway bar to the strut and get both sides spot on. And once you take your measurements, you can shorten them just a little bit to quote unquote take away preload. But to get proper adjustable end links, you'll have to get the ones that actually extract and retract whenever you actually turn to make your adjustments. But these are the ones that came with the old suspension kit, so these are the ones that we're going to use. All right, FYI.
Make sure these are straight as possible again, and this side is straight as possible as well, and they're lined up pretty much. Yeah, like damn near perfect matchup. From the other side.
No, try not to move the top.
So y'all, I ain't even like this car was sitting so high. I had about like I can put my whole hand in here. Like I can put from the wheel to the fender, I can just jam my whole hand in here when the vehicle is on the ground. So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think it was gonna be that high. Man, that dang car was sitting on like a truck. Anyway, I'm about to just lower this. I done already got my point, my reference point, and I have an actual, since I don't have no good tape measure, I'm using a piece of zip tie to reference from the bottom to the top. So yeah, I'll see what it looks like when I'm done with this. All right, y'all, so this is the second time after I kind of lowered it back down. There is a good gap there, but whenever I knock this rear out, I'm gonna pull these back off and fine tune it. I'm just gonna fine tune everything together. So all right guys, so that's that video here. This will be part 1. I'll leave a link in the description below and a card here for part 2, and also I will show you guys how everything looks as far as the stance of the car, and I'll maybe give a little input on the performance of it as well, which is just a daily driver anyway. But appreciate you guys for watching, and as always, I'm out.